Hello.
Hey, and welcome to Coffee, Tea, and Consciousness.
Mhm.
We always
I
want to
always
say
wanna.
conversation.
Yep. Yep.
I'm Mel. Welcome to our nonsense.
Mhm.
Call it it is quote unquote the fuck around show, or maybe that's the only way I think about it. All right,
Mm.
today, Annie, what are we going to talk about today?
I wanted to talk about some of the signs of awakening, some of the physical signs, I think, because they can be mistaken as, and maybe for some people it is what it is. It is a medical thing, but some of it is not.
All right, explain what you're talking about. Signs of awakening. So,
Yeah.
if anyone out there thinks that they're having a nervous breakdown, maybe you are, but maybe you are
Right.
awakening to there being more than just this physical world.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're, I don't know, Annie, share. She's got some stories
Okay.
about this.
So one of mine is I'll lose hearing in an ear, and so that's a sign for me. The buzzing in the ear, or it's like a frequency in my ears. I was getting it where it would be both ears would go out at the same time, or both would buzz at the same time, and it would cause me like a vertigo. And so I did because my mom's like, "You got tinnitus," and so I went to an ENT, did all the testing, nothing was wrong, and it did go away, like, it didn't go away, but both of them going out at the same time did, and I kinda thought I don't know what I thought, I don't know anything about ears. I thought that they were like a string in between them. I didn't know. No, they're like they're like your elbows or your knees, and there's no connection, so for them to do it at the same time is like the doctor was like, "That's, like, unheard of," and, he's like, "'Cause they're completely separate, like, one ear is its own entity," and, so that, like, confirmed to me, like, that's not a medical thing, that is straight up, that's spirit alerting me. Also, like, the goosebumps, that's another sign for me that I get. Yesterday, I was having major stomach issues, and it's been going on for a while, and I did get confirmation that it was a release of, like, an old part of me that I've outgrown. And then she's had back issues.
Yeah, but I don't know. So that's when Annie brought up this topic, I was like, I don't know. I don't even know that I know the signs of awakening. But what I remember when we first for myself, what we first had our spiritual awakening, I could not hold. I couldn't, you just stand up and your head is at a normal standing up angle. Mine would tip back. Like it was my head. I had so much pressure at uh, at the very, I think like brainstem, top of your spine part,
Mhm.
I remember looking it up and I couldn't find anything on it. Like, why don't I feel like I would have to walk around holding the back of my head with my hand. I walked around
Mhm.
like this. It was annoying and exhausting. And I still don't know why. I've never been able to find online where someone else, hey, if anyone's listening, you've had the same thing, let me know.
I wonder if it was
I
your kundalini.
I talked to other people about it, and I don't know. I mean, it was so crazy where I could not keep my head up without using my hand to help me. There was so much pressure, like almost pulling my head back. I also
Mhm.
know the goosebumps were
Mhm.
and I used to think, "Oh, you just get goosebumps." Well, now,
Mhm.
are you cold? Did you just
Yeah, no.
shift different temperatures?
Mhm.
Or, like, are you walking I used to walk okay, so here's the experience I had when we first were going through it. I was at the Sam's Club.
Mhm.
Jimmy and I and the kids were gonna go to a movie, and we're at Sam's Club for whatever reason first, which seems like a dumb idea, but anyway, whatever. We're going to Sam's Club first, and I'm walking through Sam's Club, and all of a sudden, I get this super overwhelming feeling like we're broke. Now, granted, we do not have a lot of money, but we were broke. Like I wanted to I wanted to call up. This is even when you had to call up and check your account balances. I didn't know how to do it
Mm.
online. I don't even
Mhm.
know if you could have. This is in 2010 or whatever. Maybe you could, but I wanted to
Mhm.
call up my bank and say, do I have any money? Like I was
Right.
afraid to check out of Sam's. I thought, oh my God, we don't have any money. And then we left Sam's. We went to a movie and again, the whole time, I could not enjoy the movie. All I kept thinking of was, "Oh my god, we don't have any money. What are we gonna do? We're overdrawn or we're broke." Like, something is really, really bad about money.
Mhm.
This went on for days. I was finally when it stopped, I was at the gas station in the little town that we lived in, and this woman was at the pump across right, like, across from
Yeah.
me.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Oh, hey." I was like, "Oh, hi." She's like, "Funny seeing you here 2 times in a week." So I had seen her at Sam's, and I saw
Oh,
her at the gas
you
pump.
picked up. Mhm.
And all of a sudden it hit me, it's hers. I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, this isn't even mine." So,
Mhm.
like, when if you get an overwhelming sensation that you don't know where it's
Mm.
coming from or why you have it, it might not be yours. It might be a sign
Right.
that you can sort of read. I didn't think of it at the time as reading the energy. I just felt like I was
Mhm.
picking up somebody else's signals. Like, I am not
Well,
worried.
that's yeah.
And
That
when
was
we went into
when
the gas station to pay, just to finish, her
Mhm.
card was declined. She had to try a couple different cards and I was behind her in line, and I'm sure that was really embarrassing to her and all the things, but,
It's
if
confirmation.
anyone but it was confirmation to me from what I picked up when we were pumping gas, like, "Oh, it's not yours, it's hers." And
Right.
so that was just spirit giving I'm sorry that they were using her as the experience to give me confirmation that it wasn't mine,
Mhm.
it was hers, but those things began to happen to me sometimes where I knew and I would sometimes say to Jimmy my husband's an engineer, and his purpose in life is stability. And I couldn't understand when we would all be wherever we were, and he'd be
Mhm.
with me, and he would start having a conversation with one of our kids or something. And I would think to myself, why is he talking to them now? Doesn't he know how upset they already are? Not that they showed that they're upset or they were even saying anything. I didn't know
You
he
were
didn't
picking it up.
know. I didn't know.
Mhm.
So that is, I would say that's probably a sign if someone is noticing, my gosh, I'm walking through the day fine and then all of a sudden I'm not. Or you notice not because of physical signs, but because, I don't know, something's wrong. I don't know,
Mhm.
something's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
It was
have had
like
some
coming across,
physical things.
like a car accident, and I picked up I had left there with such a headache, and I'm like, "That's not mine.
Right.
That's not mine, that's that lady's."
And so when it happens like that, it took me a long I mean, at the first time it happened, I remember really clearly, and then I was like, "Oh, take you gotta take that away. It's not mine. That's not mine.
Mhm.
I don't accept that."
Yeah.
And now, if I all of a sudden like, there's no reason and I'll pull in a headache,
Mhm.
I'll be like, "Oh,
Yep,
that's not
clear
mine.
it.
You can take that
Yeah.
away. Clear that, please."
Mhm.
Right? For doesn't even mean you gotta send it back to whoever it's for, but it's
Yeah.
not mine. I So if ever you start feeling like, "I shouldn't be feeling this way," do you remember one time I used to work as a courier, and I would pull over to the side of the road, and I'm vomiting constantly?
Mhm.
Do you remember that one?
Mm-mm.
And it was some sort of energy moving. I think it Anyway,
Huh.
whatever. I wasn't
Yeah.
sick, and I knew
Yeah.
I wasn't sick, but I couldn't stop vomiting. I was like,
Yeah.
"What is happening?" Not to say vomiting
Mhm.
is a sign of an awakening, but I have had experiences where
Well, and some of it releasing some energy
Yep.
is you're going through physical pain. I've watched enough videos of people going through stuff and they're going to the emergency room. They can't find anything. They're having all these tests run. There's nothing showing up. And it's because they were in the middle of an awakening. Like I
Yeah.
remember when we first started after we read the book, it was like tingles on the top
Oh,
of my
yeah.
head.
Yeah. I
And
still
then
get that sometimes.
yeah, and then, my feet have been crazy where it just feels and now I know it's just energy coming either in or I don't know, it's fucking moving.
Yeah.
It feels a little nuts sometimes.
Anytime someone says now they're having a midlife crisis,
Mhm.
or maybe they are having a midlife crisis, maybe, right? Maybe it is, maybe you do got something wrong with your belly and you should get checked out because
Well,
right? Like, we're not doctors.
and I what I did for me because I was like, "Man, maybe I should go to the doctor." And then I was like, "Well, I'll check with the tarot cards and you can ask yes or no questions." And I got no. And I'm like, "All
Annie's new
right,
doctor is a
I'll let it."
tarot deck.
Yep. I'm like, "All right, I'll let it ride."
She
And
says that often. "Oh, I think maybe I was thinking I should go to the dentist," and then I was like then she's like, "Nah, spirit said that I shouldn't. I don't need to go." So you do you, but we are not doctors,
yeah, yeah.
and we're
I'm
just
just
giving
telling you my
them
experience.
right,
But
experiences.
I got confirmation, like, that there was energy moving, and so I'm like, "Oh, that feels better," and today my belly doesn't hurt, and I'm eating Junior Mints, so there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
Well, I know that so through some of the readings we've done, and for my own self,
mhm,
that sometimes pain is a sign that something does need to be done, right?
mhm,
And sometimes pain is a sign that energetically something needs to be done. So sometimes it is right. Again, people
Mhm.
should go with your gut and do the things that you should do to take care of yourself.
Right.
But sometimes, and for me, I had an experience where I had been having it was after our awakening, but I started to get these cluster headaches and I didn't know what they were for a long time, for years in fact,
Mhm.
and they'd put me in bed for 3 to 5 days a couple times a month. Like it was really terrible. I
Mhm.
was running. I used to be a marathon runner and I led running groups and I oh God, give me grace. I did not know what was wrong. And I remember one time Jimmy took me to the ER and they had a CAT scan done. I thought I probably have a brain tumor. I could not for the life of me. I went to the neurologist and they're the ones who finally said it's cluster headaches. But I believe in energy. I believe everything is energy.
Mhm.
I maybe to a fault, but I believe everything is energy. So for years I've been asking, what is this? What if I'm saddled with cluster headaches for the rest of my life? It is what it is, right? It's fine. I get to
Mhm.
lay in bed and listen to books or with an iPad gone, ice pack on my eye, and I can't work because they're too debilitating, work outside the house. And if that's my lot in life, that's fine. I accept
Mhm.
who and what I am and all the things that I have. However, if this is only here to show me, and that's what I would start asking. So if you're having experiences with whatever you're having experiences with, start asking spirit to show me what do I need to know? What do I need to know? If it's mine, fine, I accept it. But if it's not mine, I don't want to accept this. This is not fun. This is terrible. Actually, my husband's got to do all this stuff. My kids miss me. The be like, oh, mom's in bed with an eye pain for the next 3 days. Like, it's awful.
Mhm.
So,
Well, and some of it can be also tied to your chakras
some of
and
it
getting them
can.
open.
Yeah. But again, if you ask spirit, they have a way of showing you.
Mhm.
They do. They have a way. If it is for you to know, they have a way of showing you. And for
Mhm.
me, it was because I've been trying all this time to not be who I am and say the hard things or say them in a way that feels right to me to say things out loud. So I would stifle it. And
Mhm.
I would know
Well,
I'd be
and they do say disease is your body not at ease.
yes, disease it is sometimes, not
Yeah,
always and
not
never,
all.
never.
Yeah.
No, no,
Yep.
not always, never, never. But for me, it was I noticed, oh, I started to get an eye pain when I noticed I wasn't saying something that
Mhm.
I felt pulled to say because I don't wanna hurt your feelings. I don't wanna sound like a dickhead. I don't want to act like a know-it-all.
Mhm.
And so I started to say, "I'm getting an eye pain, so I'm gonna have to say this thing that's been on my mind."
Right.
And then I noticed they would go away, it would dissipate. And then
Mhm.
I'd be like, "Oh, you gotta be shitting me. What is happening?" Now, it doesn't happen every time. That is true. I still have my Nurtec medicine for my cluster headaches because
Pop-ups.
I do still get them. And sometimes I notice when I'll say something, but I have so much sort of guilt over what I've said and
Mm. Mhm.
almost like maybe I like judgment on myself for what I've said or how I've said what I said, and I notice they'll
Mhm.
stick around.
Right.
And so I do notice, but I have been asking spirit, right? Like, make sure that I know. I'm not an idiot.
Mhm.
I go to the neurologist. I'm not an
Mhm.
idiot. I have the medicine. I do not want to be laid out for 3 days because I didn't say something. I'm not I
Right.
I'm not a glutton for punishment. No, thank you, right?
Mhm.
I I believe that there are people out there whose purpose came here to physically heal others who cannot find it, whatever this is. Or the other day I did a reading for someone and I thought she's been having, what do you call it? Dizziness. And anyway, a
Mhm.
lot of neck pain and a lot of when you get real dizzy and you can't stand up. What's it
Yeah.
called?
Vertigo.
Vertigo. Yeah. And now she is awake and
Mhm.
she does live to the best of her ability, a mostly conscious life. And I'm not inside of her body. So what the fuck do I know? But anyway,
Right.
I was over there getting some plants from her and I like to exchange energy. So when something is given to me, I like to exchange energy and give something back.
Mhm.
And I said, "What can I do for you in, as an exchange of energy for all of these plant clippings that you're giving me?" She's like, "Well, I would like to know about my neck." Now, Mel would say, "What are you missing? Have you been asking what you're missing?"
Mhm.
So I'm like, "All right, well, we'll see what they give me." So I go in, I get connected, and they show me and I open my eyes and I looked at her and I said, I think you're gonna have metal in your neck. Do you have metal in your neck right now?" She said, "No, I think you're gonna have metal in your neck."
Mm,
And then they went on to explain why she there now again, hasn't happened yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up having a medical procedure and having something metal put in her neck to help ease with her stuff. It isn't
mhm,
because she isn't doing the work, it's actually because she is doing the work, and what they showed me was they want a clean channel, and there was some damage that was done a long time ago before she was open, and they wanna make sure that she's a good clean channel. She's really incredible hearing plants and listening to different things like that. I think she's gonna have that done. So it isn't to
mhm.
say you don't need to get medical stuff done. I no way would I ever say that. I mean, I got Nurtec, you wanna see? Like, I got Nurtec sitting next to my bed. I had
No,
a
and I'm
tooth
not
pulled the
saying
other
it
day.
either, but I think sometimes because 'cause we're always told, or I've always been told, because my mom is an ultrasound tech and she worked in a doctor's office, all the things. She's very go to the doctor, and
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
fine, and I have too. I mean, I have thyroid disease, I have to take medicine every day. I had depression and anxiety. I'm too scared to not take it, but so I do take it. I don't know if it fucking is working or not, but it makes me feel like I am.
Right.
But so I'm not against going to the doctor either. I'm just saying some things that you experience aren't always
Yeah,
medical.
I agree.
They're energetic. Sometimes energy's gotten stuck. I mean, that's why there's Reiki healers.
For sure. Yeah, explore
Whatever.
all
It's
forms of
yeah.
natural healing, right? Modalities,
Because I
like, there's tons
remember, when we first woke up hearing about people that they did an experiment where it was people that needed to get new knees, and so half of were given the knee, the other half, it was like they had the surgical cut, but their knee was never replaced.
Yeah,
And they did just as well as the person that had the knee replacement
right.
because it was like a
Mental.
subconscious thing,
Yeah,
and yeah, and so they needed to go through the thing so then they would feel better
yeah,
because that's what people
yeah.
it is what it is. But anyway, I think that was more my point, and I think the reason why I even brought it up was just because of my stomach issues, and I'd been having it for a while, and they had gone away, and then it flared back up. And so then I got that message and I just thought, we should talk about beliefs or not beliefs, but just awakening,
And
symptoms or whatever.
there are times when I just think if we all could just ask more questions, be more curious about what the possibilities could be,
Hmm.
and spiritual awakenings. I would call it almost a nervous breakdown last year. Our business failed. I really felt like my life, I was meant to work hard. I loved working hard. I mean, I was the first one to work the
Hmm.
hardest. I mean, maybe not the first one, but I was in the mix of working hard. Like, I was not afraid to dig in. I surely wasn't the first one going home. I was not the one to shirk, physical duties, responsibilities. I was
Well, and that's
willing to
something we've been taught
Yep, I was
to
willing to
do
do
all
the
the things.
thing. And
Yeah.
it was my body has been breaking from the very first time I started running, which was back the year I met Jimmy, which is 2000 and 2000. We met in 2000? I think we met in 2000, 2026. We've known each other 26 years. I began running and my back started to go bad. And I've gone to the physical therapist. I've gone to the masseuse. I've gone to running clinics to make sure I was running properly. I've run marathons. And my back, I've had all of these challenges with my back. I've gone to, oh my gosh, I mean, just, neurologists and back specialists and gotten the special shoes, all the things.
I'm curious. I have a question. I wonder if, like, you knew Jimmy, but I wonder because you guys have like split souls or
Oh yeah,
whatever, split.
we haven't talked about that yet.
No, we
Mhm.
haven't talked about that, but I'm just curious, like, if because then that was what moved you into his house. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
for
I
sure.
kinda
There's
wonder.
tons of reasons.
Yeah.
Spirit has showed it to me, like, when I think something, going to ask a simple question, and they show it to me, like, I live in Michigan, and it's like one of those snow fences that go along the highway when there's not a lot of trees blocking, so all the snow doesn't come to the road. And
Mhm.
Spirit shows me all the things that I can't see, like a fence, and how they're all interconnected. It is never just one, there's never one reason. There's never one person being affected. There's never one, it is so interwoven. Mel's
Right.
little brain cannot comprehend all of the interwovenness that life is. So I'm sure part of it
Mhm.
was because I couldn't work anymore and I ended up moving in with my then boyfriend, now husband, Jimmy. I am sure it was to show me I should not be working so hard. I'm sure part of the reason I started running was because he was a runner. I mean, come on.
Right.
I was a girl who
Mhm.
saw a man that I really, really liked. I mean, the very first time I met him, I thought he's going to be my husband.
Mhm.
And I mean, I knew. As a matter of fact, the very next day I text a friend, "Hey, I met the guy I'm gonna marry." I knew he was for me. And I
Mhm.
watched him date other people and encouraged him to date other people so that when he did marry me, he was not gonna be wondering if he missed out,
Right.
which whatever.
Mhm.
But for me, I have been working so hard my life to prove that I am worthy of all the
Yeah.
things.
Which I think
It
that's a lot of people
tons.
because we've
I'm
been
sure there's
taught.
tons of people.
Yes. I mean, look at the whole thing of, oh, they're getting a handout or whatever. So then it's like it's society and then it's also parents and what they were raised with. And you've got to work hard to get where you want to go and all of these
Yeah.
things,
Yeah, I
which is
wanted to
also kind of
prove
a
that I
load of
was
bullshit.
it's all total bullshit. It is all such conditioning, and for some
Mhm.
people, you do need to work hard. And because the world
Mhm.
isn't gonna go around right now without people willing to do the dig in the ditch. It just right? We got the
Mhm.
machines now, but also you got the humans helping it out. Like, it
Right.
is for some people, that is true. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we
right.
wouldn't be
It's
able to be
nothing.
a right? Shit would not all get done. There's people here who
Well,
are
and the
meant to
thing,
do that
yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah. And I
But
kind of
then
wonder if they hate it.
I don't know, for some they probably do, but for some they probably don't. But the
Yeah.
feeling for me or from me was how my back, I didn't know it was meant to like I even feel kind of bad about it now. Like it's still hard for me to say like I'm not meant to do manual labor. Like I want to
Mhm.
whisper it because I feel so bad still. Not feel bad,
Mhm.
but it is counterintuitive to who I am. It's counterintuitive to who I created myself to be, not who I am, but who
Well,
I've
and you didn't.
created myself to be.
Yeah. Or
And
yeah.
now, I I mean, it is even with my family, I'll be like, "Oh god," they're probably looking at me like, "What the fuck did that lady do?" Like, "What did she
Mhm.
do?" I don't know, I did the dishes. The dishes are done.
Well,
Like,
I'll
it
tell
is a
you,
thing for
that's
me.
something. Yeah, that's something that's come up lately because to prove my worth, this is something I've been working on too, is because I stayed at home with the kids and Tony worked. And so he was the money maker. I was I'll run everything else. I felt like I need to do everything else. I'll handle all the kids' stuff, all the school stuff, all the house stuff, all of it. Like, and that was to prove my worth. And so this last year, I have been putting down those things because why is it that I'm the one that has to clean the house all the time? Why is it that I'm the one that has to make dinner? Why is it all of these things like and it's come up like because it isn't fair like but I think that's how I was proving my worth, that was a worthy reason for me to be able to stay home with the kids
Yeah.
instead of and let's face it, I don't want to work. Like, I did Amazon, and that was the fucking worst job. The people were great. The job itself sucked so bad.
And
But
I like
it is
working.
something because there's even times now when I'm like, "Tony is working, I should have dinner for him." And then there's like, and some days I do, and then other days I'm like, "And fuck that, like, I'm not hungry, so he can make something." But that's been a thing. I've had to put down a lot of stuff that I used to take on.
But the trick for me was I enjoyed it. I didn't
Mhm,
I for me, it was backwards. I wanted to do the things. Like, I got job at UPS, right? Every day
mhm,
was a race. That was me. I'd wake up in the morning, "Oh my god, every day is a race." "Oh, that's Ernie."
mhm.
Every day is a race. Every day is a race. I loved it. Running races, I loved. So for me, it was a lot of I really thought working hard, I loved it. It was hard to not work hard. I couldn't understand why my body was breaking. We ended up, I manifested a pizza shop. Actually, the guy we bought it from wrote me a check for 5 grand to take over this pizza shop. Not because it sucked, but because I manifested. I worked manifesting this thing like a job and it worked. And I manifested a huge experience for me to be in the most pain of my life. I worked constantly. I loved it.
You did a good
I loved
job.
working. I would go in the middle of the night on purpose because I wanted to. I would not have thought that it wasn't for me. I wouldn't have thought that my body, my back breaking where I'd get home at the end of the day and I would cry. I was in so much pain. People would say, like, in the middle of the day, "You wanna sit down?" No, I can't. If I sat down, I'd be in too much pain and I wouldn't be able to get back up. So, but for me, it took me 5 years of doing that in addition to me running for 15 years beforehand to realize,
Mm.
I wonder if maybe something ain't right about this. And it wasn't until started to lower down my load that my back started to, and you would say, "Oh, well, of course your back's gonna get better because you're lowering down your load." I'm telling you right now, I can't do a ton of things. If I overschedule myself, my body will tell me because all of a sudden I'll have frozen shoulder. I knew I
Um,
wasn't supposed to help my sister do this thing. She was opening up her own business. I knew. I told Annie I'm not supposed to do this thing. I knew I wasn't, but I wanted to be helpful. I liked doing the work. I loved being with her. I'm going to go do it anyway. I remember that very morning saying, I know I'm not supposed to do this. That very day when I'm there, I broke myself again. I was like,
mhm,
well, there you go. I knew that was coming. Horrible crink in my neck. I couldn't turn my head. My shoulder was so bad. I couldn't lift my arm up anymore. And then somehow or another, I bruised a rib. Like
mhm.
for me, physical pain is a huge sign
Is
for
the
me
only way
that
to stop
says
you.
because I really like it, so it's really hard sometimes to not
Well, and
want to
sometimes
do the things.
well, and sometimes you think, "Well, what's the difference? Like,
What the
what's
fuck?
it gonna
Why
hurt if
can't
I
I
do
just
it?"
do that? Yeah. Like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago? Okay, so
Mhm,
let me just continue. So my back is totally fine. I have nothing wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with me. My back magically got all better when I stopped doing all of this nonsense that I wasn't supposed to be doing.
mm,
So then I had this experience where our daughter and her family, a home that they were living in, a rental, burned down. They had to live with us for a while till they got themselves back on their feet. They want to move out. I want them to move out. And she's like, Mom, can you watch our daughter, our kids? Because I'm gonna go paint the new place, their place. Yeah, it's fine. I knew I shouldn't have. I told Annie I should not. I'm not supposed to do this. I know I'm not supposed to do it. That
mm,
morning, I get up and I'm afraid to exercise now. I swear to God. I know it sounds bananas, but I'll tell you when I do, I can do yoga.
mhm,
I can do some stretching. I can go
mhm,
to Hotworks. If you know what Hotworks is, I can go to Hotworks and stretch. But if I start to do anything strenuous, my body will freak out. And now maybe somebody's going to say, well, she's just manifesting that. No, I hear you, but I've been through all the ringers of it. So I'm going to do this fun little exercise with our granddaughter. If you ever watch Mickey Mouse, they have Mousker. We're going to do
mhm,
Mousker. I knew. I was like, I knew. I knew I shouldn't have said yes, and Spirit gave it to
mhm,
me because I did yes, and I did this. I did nothing. We were doing nothing. We weren't exercising. We were Mousker. But it was gave Spirit a spot to remind me, fucking stop.
mhm,
No. No. And I knew no before I said yes. And then she's like, well, we need to go back and keep finishing the house. So they go back on another day, and I'm watching the kids on another day, and I know I'm not supposed to be. And finally, one day, I literally had to crawl down our stairs backwards. My back was,
mhm,
I crawled through the emergency room. They'd let me crawl. Well, they didn't. They told me I shouldn't crawl on the floor like I wanted to, but I couldn't sit. I couldn't sit. I mean, Jimmy put me in the back of the Subaru
mm,
and on a blanket because, like, I was
like a
anyway,
dog.
like a dog, because
Mhm,
I knew, and I told Andy the whole time, "I'm having this horrible experience, and I knew exactly why, and I knew I'd be
mhm,
fine. There's nothing actually wrong with me." But I didn't listen when Spirit said no,
right.
because why can't I help them out? I want to. That's the
I want
problem
him
with
to get them
me.
out. Yeah.
I wanted to get them out. Not I wanted to get them out, but I wanted them to be on their own. I wanted them to have their own space.
Yeah.
There's like 11 people living in our house. It was not bomb all the time. And I did have a great time with grandkids and with our daughter and also not
Mhm,
forever, but
right.
I knew no, and I did it anyway.
Mhm,
And so sometimes, and even now, I remember the times I wasn't really even supposed to be doing dishes. Like it was so bananas.
yeah.
I was like, why the fuck can and I remember telling Jimmy, I'm sorry. I don't know how else to tell you this, but
Well,
I'm
it's to prove you that you
prove to
don't need
stop. You don't have to
you
earn
don't have
his
to work
love,
so hard. Yeah.
work so hard to for him to keep love. Like, Jesus,
Mhm,
God in heaven, please, could you? But I
yeah.
like working. I
Mhm,
like it. I mean, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
sad that I can't run anymore. That makes me sad. I loved it. I used to lift weight.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I loved it so much. Now I'm looking at my body like, "What is happening? Do you see what is?" And then I've been joking about my weight, how much weight I put on since the menopause, and then you know what Spirit does? They make it so that I have to go on a steroid and just get like, I'm gonna look like a balloon in 2 days. I swear to God, it's gonna be I don't even know
Chipmunk.
what to I'm gonna be a chipmunk. I don't know what to say. And the truth
Mhm.
is, I don't wanna be in pain.
Mhm.
For me, that's a sign. Maybe maybe you have your own sign. Annie's, we all got our own. Annie's got
Mhm.
stories about her and her husband. I got so what is our point?
Yeah.
Could you look? Look, open your eyes to something that may be different than what you think it is.
Yeah.
Ask Spirit. I say all the time, "Hey, Spirit, open that door so wide, I know when I'm walking around it," like I did that day with saying yes, and I
Well,
fucking jacked myself for they
yeah.
don't play with me and my body. They're like,
Well, and I knew nothing about energy until our awakening, and it was so weird because I don't even know how, and that's exactly the point. But I was given a couple energy shows that were online, and they would bring in energy healers, and you'd go through a small exercise with them. And it was Darius Farazande, and then there was another lady, and he's still on, but he has new people on it. And Kenji Kamara, I think is how you say his last name. He was amazing. And then there was this Judy Sadatori or something like that. She was great too. But all this that opened up a whole new world because I'm like, I don't understand, but they would like tell you how I remember one guy, like you take a imagine a magnet going around your body, pulling off all of the shit that isn't yours or that no longer serves you. And I just remember feeling it like leave. And that was crazy. Like that whole thing. And you would try because I was like, oh, you need to listen to these.
"No
And
way,
she
couldn't
couldn't
find it."
fucking find it to save her life.
Could I still and it's funny because and I
Because
trust
I
that
would send
now.
you an email even, I
You'd
think.
send me all the I mean, I'd get to the link, it wouldn't come open, and I
Yeah.
did know enough in those regards. I didn't know enough when it came to working hard, but I knew enough in that regard, like, that ain't for you. For
Right.
me, sometimes spirit will just take it from you, but sometimes, "Hey, you're not listening, motherfucker. Like, listen. Knock, knock, knocking on your goddamn
Yeah.
door." That's Ernie. Did knock on my door with my body all the time. Even
Mhm.
now, I'm like, "Fuck, I know." I remember one time I'm driving to my father-in-law's. I knew I was not meant to go there and do this. But I was so frustrated by everyone else in my family's lack of motivation or lack of that's not true. It's not that's not true. It wasn't lack of motivation. It was, when you get so
You
overwhelmed
wanted
that
to
you
get
just
something handled.
yeah, you
Yeah.
get so overwhelmed and you can't, and you're sort of stuck.
Mhm.
And I'm watching my husband, whose dad it is, and he's stuck, and it's okay. He's allowed to be stuck, but because I am a work watch. I mean, listen, I am a Clydesdale fucking horse.
Mhm.
I mean, put a
Mhm.
plow on me, bitch. The shit will get done.
You're the one that's going to the slaughterhouse though,
I
because you've been rode hard.
listen. Fuck, right? I was not gonna be. There's nothing left to save anyway.
You
But
started out as a Clydesdale.
I'm going to But on this particular day, I'm like, "I'm gonna go do all this work. I'm gonna go get this finished." I can't handle watching him, which sometimes you gotta just watch them go through it and
Mhm.
not help, and I'm driving to my father-in-law's house or his apartment, and I knew, and I remember leaving we sometimes Marco Polo, leaving a Marco Polo to a friend like, "Boy, I am in for something coming to me because I am not supposed to be going here, but fuck if
Mhm.
I don't want this shit done." So I
Mhm.
drive there, I get all this stuff done. Like, I mean, I got a lot of stuff done.
Mhm.
And when I'm done, I'm done. I'm done, and I'm leaving. I'm not sticking around. When I feel like it's over for me, it's over, and I leave. So I leave, and it wasn't all done, but I got some stuff done. I
Mhm.
leave, and I go home, and I'm talking to Jimmy about what I did, and he is like, "Why would you do that? Why did you do it like
Mhm.
that? That's not what we wanted."
Mhm.
They undid every single thing I did. Ever I said,
They're
"Don't even
like,
ask.
"Are you gonna get it?"
Are you gonna get it, you ding dong?" Like, what is
Mhm.
happening? But for me, it's so easy for me to just rush in and let's do the work. Let's get the work done. Work needs to be done. Aren't
Mhm.
we doing the work? Like, you go to somebody's
It's
house and
the
it's like,
push in you. It's the
yeah.
push in you
But so for
instead of
me,
just
Spirit's
letting
always
it.
like, "Hey, lay down, lady. Hey,
Yeah.
Mel, why don't you just sit there and have a cup of tea?" "Oh, I know. I could have a cup of tea while I'm writing a list about what we could do later today." Like, it
Mhm.
is, and every time I do. not and I do, that time I didn't get hurt physically, thank you very much, I really appreciate you, but it
Mhm,
was like, you just undid all the work I just did. Why did you do
mhm.
that to me? Because you shouldn't fucking have gone there in the first place, you ding dong. I
Well,
know,
and that's
but
one
I
of
was
the
trying to be helpful. See, that's the thing. But it's
but
not
that's
always
the
your
one big
job
thing.
to be helpful
Well, and it isn't the
in that
pushing
way.
isn't the things will come to you. You don't need to push. Like, we've always been taught to push through it. Do the
Oh
thing.
god,
You've
grit.
really gotta want it. You've gotta really fucking work it and all the things. You were shown that at the with the pizza shop. You worked your ass off. You didn't get any rewards for it,
Not one.
but you
Oh, so
pushed and
terrible.
pushed and you pushed
Yep.
through it.
Yep, I am not. I used to say on my gravestone, I this is literally when I was running, I used to say on my if I die, if I some times you're going for a run and you hear somebody just drop dead when they were out running. If I die on my gravestone, I wanted to say, I actually don't want a gravestone. I want to be cremated, but it was a
Mhm.
joke, Mel. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would say that girl, she wasn't no fucking sack of balls. She was not
Mhm.
tender. I mean, her shit, you could kick that girl. She'd keep going.
Mhm.
You just could.
Mhm.
Don't I
They're like
loved that I was so I mean, it was part of who I was, right? I remember Jimmy would
mhm.
say when he met me, one of the things he liked best about me was my willingness to do the work. Well,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, I think it is attractive. It is not attractive to me to watch me, literally, it's not attractive to me to watch me sit the fuck down and do nothing.
Mhm.
It's painful. I can't. It is really a challenge. I'm still working on it. I don't feel like I need to work the worthiness like I used to be
Mhm.
worthy, but I do if I judge anything, it's me and not doing. Like, shouldn't you be doing something? Like, for a long time, Annie, I'd say, "Can I
Mhm.
do this today?" Annie would check on the routes. No. "Well, can I do
Mhm.
this today?" No. "Can I do this?"
Mhm.
No. Every day it was no. No. Can't do
Yeah.
nothing. You can't do nothing. You gotta just sit in the swing and read another book. Oh, Lord, give me
You're
grace. That
like,
one summer I
"Fuck
read
that
like I
shit."
can't even tell you how many books. I was at the library almost every day. I
Oh, yeah, you did read a lot.
Yeah, because I didn't
Mhm.
I don't know I mean, not that I can't sit and watch a show, I can. I like a show, I like
Mhm.
a good show, but
Yeah.
I also like to do stuff while I'm watching a show,
Well, now you get to paint.
not like my
Do your paint by
painting. Yeah,
numbers.
I love my paint by numbers, it gives me something to do, which is actually doing nothing because 'cause they'll never go on the wall because I'm not very good at it. That's alright. It's awakening.
Yeah. Well, and it went here, there, and everywhere.
Yep. I don't know what it'll be like or what it is like for everyone else. Annie, you probably
Yeah, I don't
watch
mean
more videos on it. Do you like, for other people.
the thing that stood out to me was, like, the unexplained, just going through the physical symptoms of it,
Yeah.
of different things, and, like, I remember this last time, like, doing the Kundalini meditations or whatever, listening to whatever. I've gotten into frequency
Mhm.
music too, and I actually bought sounding forks.
Oh, I actually have them in my Amazon cart.
Yep, I bought some.
I haven't pulled the trigger.
I haven't been doing anything really with it. Once in a while, I pick them up, but just I don't know. A lot of it is the awakening symptoms and how people feel super sick, and then I don't. It's an emotional thing because it's like goes against everything we've been taught. Not for everybody, because some people came in to do it just like we've been taught. But for the majority, I would say majority. I don't know. I would think a lot of it goes against the things that we were taught to believe in. So it is hard because you have to look at a lot of those belief systems and where they came from, and then like the working. I got to work hard in mine. I got to find my self-worth in doing all of these things for all these other people, even if I didn't want to do it, because I need to prove that I'm worthy to whatever.
Who knows what.
But I think the hardest part is the just it because it goes against all the things that as humans we've been taught.
And it's so easy to assume every body sensation that we don't like is a
Mhm.
physical illness, that a physical thing will deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy, and I even agree, it's so much easier for someone to just give me
A pill
a
or
pill or a procedure. I mean,
mhm.
I'm down with that too. I take the hormone replacement for
Mhm.
my because my personality is already pretty fiery and you give
Mhm.
me hormone like I'm losing my estrogen and I'm telling you I was a raging insane. I was insane. I'm running around. It's like
Mhm.
Jimmy's like, "Can you wanna stop talking about cutting people?" "No, I know." I hear you. Like,
Mhm,
and finally I went to the doctor, so I put the patch on. Like,
mhm.
I don't know that
I
it's
mean, I had to do
wrong.
radiation to kill my thyroid,
Yeah.
so there you
So
go.
we definitely should take care of our, physical self, but also I bet you that happened to come at the same time as my menopause. But I also think it was really meant to push me to use to say this shit, Mel.
But also, you can also look you can take a symptom that you're having and see what the spiritual what does spiritually, what does this mean?
Yeah,
And it can kinda give you an idea, and then you could sit with it and say,
and
"Hmm,
see if it
does
resonates
that"
with you.
Yeah, because that sometimes I'll do that, like, "What is this all about?"
Yeah, and I haven't done that, but I haven't done that, and it's a good thing to try. But I do like it where when I say, "I this is mine, that's fine. I mean, I'll live with it. But if it's not and it means something that I need to work on or notice,
Mhm,
make sure that I see it. I hope it doesn't take me to getting, crawling through the ER floor. I mean,
mhm.
but also
Especially over Mickey Mouse
yep,
exercises.
yep, over a Mickey Mouse exercise, Mousekersizing. So, I would like to
Mm.
think that that's not how it'll be for me for always, but if
Mhm.
that is for me for right now, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like it. I try to remember when I hear, "Don't do that." I try to even if it seems stupid, I try to listen
Mhm.
or ask more questions. "Hey, can you help me understand this better?"
Right.
And make the understanding so big that I'd have to walk around it on purpose so I don't notice it. Like, I struggle with a slim door, apparently.
Mhm. Mhm.
I need a big, wide open bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Our awakening, I would say, has been I don't know. See, I don't know what other people's experiences are to know if that's normal. If you've had a spiritual awakening, what is your normal? What did you go through? We
Mhm.
would love to hear it.
Mhm.
I wanna know.
Like
Because I don't know.
I've been going through what they call the midlife crisis, and now I understand it better. And especially for me because I lost myself in raising the kids and, all of I'm a housewife and all that stuff. So I lost myself in what I actually enjoy and what I want to do. And so rediscovering myself. And I think in and people say, "Oh, you're going through a midlife crisis. Oh, you got a Corvette. He got a Corvette." Like that's always a big thing. They always talk about
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
cars, the sports cars. And no, you're rediscovering what you enjoy, what you like.
Yeah.
And so that made me feel better because I was like, maybe I am just going through a thing. And then I was told basically I need to just try anything and see you either like it or you don't. Like rediscover maybe you want to try this and maybe you fucking hate it. And that's okay too, but
Right,
you can say I tried it and I know that I don't want to do that.
right. Or I tried it and I really liked it, but I kept getting stabbed in my finger. That might be more along my line. So fun.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this was funny for somebody,
Mhm. Mhm.
and hopefully you're willing to share some of your experiences. We can make a collection of them. We can make a
Yeah, that'd be nice.
collage. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Mhm. Yeah. I like hearing other people's stories.
I do too, because they really are fascinating, and they are
Mhm.
so varied, so
Yeah.
varied.
Mhm.
They're
But
just
you can
so
also see
varied.
pieces in other people's stories to yours, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Mhm.
and it makes you feel less alone because when you're going through an awakening, it is lonely. It
Well,
is lonely.
because
And
if yeah,
engaging with people that
so
aren't
hard.
awake
My
is
god.
so fucking
Hard.
difficult.
Yeah.
And trying to you just sometimes like my some people in my family are not awake. And so when I see them, I get kind of sucked almost back into before the awakening because I don't feel like getting into a what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not looking always to get into a big conversation about things,
Yeah.
especially with somebody that I know that isn't going to wake up or doesn't want to wake up.
Mhm.
So it is
It can be really lonely doing
and
this on your
tricky.
own. Yeah, it can be
Mhm.
really well, I'm thankful I didn't it can be lonely even having someone to go through it with. I mean, Annie and
Mhm.
I have done it. Now we have other friends
Mhm.
who have gone through their own awakenings, but even
Mhm.
that, it can still sometimes because everyone's experience is different. everyone's is
Mm,
tailored to you. So sometimes
well,
it
and I
is
like
kind of hard.
yeah, and I went into, like, a box by myself for it feels like a long time.
Yeah.
I'm
You
finally reemerging, my top has
yeah.
come off.
Oh my gosh, look at you. You went from a caterpillar to a butterfly. I have a book of butterflies sitting right next to me.
Ooh,
Ooh.
and I had
Anyway.
one fly by.
Oh, fun.
Alright. Yeah.
Well, this is our little gist on spiritual awakenings
This is our
or
little
whatever the fuck
wedge
else
of
we were talking about.
yep, yep,
Who knows?
yeah.
Thanks for listening if you were, if you did, if you bothered.
Appreciate you.
Mel,
I mean,
we'll see you next time.
we will see you next time.
Next time on the flip side.